You guys, quick video here. So I definitely want to dive straight into understanding that adversity and fear are both beautiful things in this world. Why is that? Is because fear, even that triggers at that, teach us how we allow ourselves to be in this exact moment. But if we become deliberately aware, and that comes from self-love. How does that come from self-love? Because if you love yourself enough to become deliberately aware of your thoughts and your actions, to want to take control of them, you will have that advantage. But you have to become deliberately aware of your triggers, of what makes you fearful and what makes you think that your outside adversity controls who you are on the inside. It doesn't. It really doesn't. You're the one who's in control of your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. So none of this is bad. The triggers aren't bad. The fear isn't bad. Adversity isn't bad. What's bad is us perceiving that it is bad. But it's so helpful to have these things, because without them, how will we grow? Think about it this way. When we're happy, we're not really growing. We're just in a playful, happy mood. We're joyful. We're being who we truly are. But we grow as a independent individual spiritually is when we, like I said, become aware of why things trigger us the way that they do, why things make us fearful, and why do we act the way we act during adversities. See, it's very important to get yourself in a state of awareness, is because it's not about, a lot of people are doing a lot of observing. There's nothing wrong with observing your outside world. There is everything wrong with not observing your inside world, because what makes up your reality is how you perceive it. Think about it this way. What you talk about in another person is what you're really talking about yourself. You just choose not to see that within yourself. But you got to understand, your outer world has nothing to do with why life is the way that it is. Everything is the way that it is because on the inside. It's on the inside. Why do you get triggered by certain things? Why is that? You know, I started reading the book, The Success of a Millionaire Mind. The Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. And it brought me into a whole state of awareness. First of all, majority of us want money in life. All we want is money. I completely understand why we want money. Money supports our happiness. Money can make us do a lot of things. Money can help us create what we want to create. Money is, honestly, is close to oxygen. So if you don't think money's important, it's important. It's close to oxygen. That's how serious it is. So he was talking about how money is the root of why we do what we do and why we are the way that we are. So he brought it into a deep perspective. It really opened up my consciousness. He was talking about, okay, write down, what are the things you learned about money? What are the things people said about money? How did your parents handle money? How were they with money? And it brought me to a deep state of awareness where I had to really go in depth. Like Steve Jobs says, you don't connect the dots moving forward, you connect the dots moving backwards. So I had to go back in my past, not diving in to dwell on the pain, but to dive into learning why I am the way that I am. And you know what happened, you guys? I wrote it all down, and it triggered to me. It all triggered to me like, whoa. Even in the book, he says, what you have learned does not make you you. Let me say that again. What you have learned throughout your childhood that made you who you are now is not who you are. It's just what you've been taught. And he also says is that you have the choice to want to make the right decisions or not. A good example was when, amazing one that really opened my eyes. It was about this girl that her father and her mother were arguing in a restaurant. And I'm guessing her dad got so angry, slammed his fist on the table, and all of a sudden had a heart attack. And they were all arguing about money. And then the daughter knew CPR, but couldn't save her dad. So her whole life, she grew up into this state of awareness thinking that, oh, money is a pain, so I'm just going to get rid of it all. And she was a nurse and she made good money. But the reason why she was only a nurse is because she was still trying to recover the fact that she couldn't save her dad, so she wanted to save other people. That's crazy. That's crazy that it's just money that makes up who we are. Now, I'm not saying money is bad. People think money is the root of all evil. No, the lack of money is the root of all evil. But what he really wanted people to be aware of in his book is that the reason why we are not successful the way that we are is because our mindsets and how we think, our programming. It's our programming behind the things that make us think. Yes, our thoughts create our feelings, and our feelings create our actions. But what's behind the thoughts that create the thoughts is our programming. That's what we've been taught. It's how we've been structured and molded into. So that book really opened up my consciousness and to realizing why I am the way that I am with money, why I am the way that I am in life, in financial, emotional, mental, and physical. And it's really deep, you guys. You got to really love yourself so much. And I'm not talking about love yourself enough. I'm talking about love yourself more than enough. Love yourself so much more than you love the person next to you, or your spouse or your family. Yes, they're your family, they're your parents or your spouse. I get it. You love them. They're your children. I understand you love them, but you got to understand, you are living in your own body. You got to love you. So you have to be so aware of who you are, because no one's going to do this work for you. If you're trying to figure out why you are in life the way that you are and you don't like it, you got to be aware of who you are inside. That's the realest thing I could tell you guys, is because nothing's going to change unless you change. And a lot of us are fearful of change, but this is where the fear comes in. Fear is not here to break us unless you allow it. Fear is here to make us. That's how we create us. Ooh, fear is here to make us. That's how we create us. So don't take anything to heart. Like I wrote a post today, a quote that says, everything that happens in life is out of love. It's very true. Everything that happens in life is out of love. If God created this world, this essence, this life for us, especially these trees, just to give us this ability for us to breathe, it's out of love. The only reason why we think things are wrong or bad, good or wrong, is because we perceive it that way. It's not because it is that way. Isn't that crazy? So really just go in depth. Just be wholehearted and love yourself. We're in an era where we need to stop hating and start loving. And especially us. Because the reason why we hate is because we hate ourselves inside. But if you want love and you want someone to love you, you got to love you. And you got to be here for you. Because no one's going to do for you the way you want them to unless you do for you the way that you need to. That's important. You're living with yourself every single day until the day that you die, until God takes you again. Love yourself so much so you can become aware and open up your mind and stop who you are. If you do not like who you are right now, just, like I said, dive deep in. That's the only way you're going to figure it out. That's the only way you're going to change that programming in there. So burn some files, because our mind is like, it has files. The reason why we trigger is because instantly when something happens and what triggers us is because our mind's going into that file and taking that file again. That's like a huge bulk already. Taking that file again because you're used to that programming. Change that programming. Go with the depths of your soul and your mind and change that programming. And I guarantee you your life will change. Again, the book is called Success of a Millionaire Mind. Such an amazing book. It really opened up my eyes and my consciousness and my heart to the point that I'm more confident in myself and understanding that I have the right and the control and the choices I want to make in life, and no one does for me. And when you become aware of who you are, you're going to come to realize how much you are not who you want to be. But that's good. That's good. Because when you face that fear, you'll be able to take that fear, use it as fuel in order to find your way there, in order to refuel your vehicle. Because our bodies are vehicle. Our souls are vehicle. Everything is our vehicle. So once we find adversity, like anything that tries to break our vehicle, take that fuel. Fuel your vehicle back up and just keep moving forward, you guys. Just keep going. Keep remodeling. Keep transforming. Keep remolding. Keep reviving. Keep evolving. That's the only way you will grow. Because understand, we have dreams, we have goals, but they cannot be accomplished by who you are now. They were created by who you are now. But you have to grow yourself into the person you need to be in order to achieve those dreams and goals. It's important. Fear Adversity and triggers are here to teach us lessons and gain ourselves, not to break us unless you want it to break you. It's crazy how we have the decision and we have the choice and we have the ability to make that choice. Understand that. Just please understand that. It's very important. There's no way something outside of you control you when you're the only one who's operating your own mind, feeling your own heartbeat, and walking in your own shoes. I love you guys. Take care. I hope that was really inspirational. Really opened up anything you really just needed to come to understand. And just please understand, you guys, I love you. I truly love you. If you're at a point in your life where you feel like you can't give that to yourself, no one can give it to you, I love you. I don't even have to know you to love you. God created us all together to be at one in unity. So you're not alone. I love you guys. I do these videos for you because, I know that I'm not alone. And I know I don't go through these own problems. And I know that I have this mind, this body, and this soul too, just like you. So sharing my experience with you, I hope it helps. And I hope it inspires you. And I hope it motivates you and moves you to becoming who you truly need to be. Because we were created to be something bigger than what we think we are now. God did not create us to shrink. God created us to stretch. So I hope you guys got some inspiration. Love you guys dearly. Please have a blissful night. Enjoy your day because it is so beautiful out here. Love you guys and take care.